Hello and welcome to chapter 8.2. This is problem number 21. We are given a graph with two different sine functions, one g of x, one f of x. One of these is equal to sine of x, and one of them is equal to sine of 2x. But we're not told which. We're asked to find them. So we're also given points a, b, c, d, and e, and asked to find what those values are. So you can probably look at this and figure this out for yourself. But I'm going to go through this and explain to you how we know this. Let's take a look at these sine of x equations. This is just the basic sine of x function. So this is just going to look exactly like a normal untransformed sine of x curve and graph. This one has a transformation that will affect the period. So if we figure out what the period here is, we'll be able to identify which of these is actually sine of x and sine of 2x. So we know that the period is equal to 2 pi over b, the absolute value of b. Well, I'm not going to worry about absolute value because our b is positive in this case. Our b is equal to 2. So t equals 2 pi divided by 2, t equals pi. So our period is equal to pi. So let's see how this relates to this graph. Well, we know that the sine of x makes one cycle in 2 pi. And we know that y equals the sine of 2x makes one cycle in pi. So we look here and we have one function that makes one cycle. And we have one function that makes two cycles. The one that makes two cycles must be y equals sine 2x. And the one that makes one cycle must be y equals sine x. So the one that makes one cycle is f of x. So f of x equals sine of x, because it only makes one cycle. Its period is 2 pi. And g of x is equal to sine of 2x, because it makes two cycles in that same amount of time, over that same distance, whatever these units are. So now let's use f of x to find these values. So we know on just the basic sine function, that it maxes at 1 and comes to a trough at -1. So e must be equal to 1 right off the bat. E is equal to 1. And then we know when is the sine of x equal to 1 between 0 and 2 pi? It's equal to 1 at pi over 2. When is the sine of x equal to 0 between 0 and 2 pi? Well, there's actually three answers to this, isn't there? Sine of x is equal to 0 at x equals 0 at pi and at 2 pi. So that actually gives us an answer to both b and d, because b is at pi, because it comes before 2 pi and after 0, and d is equal to 2 pi. And my letters are getting all jumbled up over here. And when is the sine of x equal to -1? Well, it's equal to -1 at 3 pi over 2. Awesome. And that is number 21. Let me see, do these answers match up? f of x is equal to sine x, a is equal to pi over 2. We have that. B is equal to pi. We have that. C is equal to 3 pi over 2. We have that. D is equal to 2 pi. E is equal to 1. That checks out. So this is your mini answers. Alright. I'll see you in the next video.